Well, good morning. Today is May 5th, and it's my next video to our community and staff regarding our response to the pandemic. I hope all of you are doing very well and are staying safe. This week has been designated across the country, quite frankly, as Teacher Appreciation Week. And we certainly recognize and appreciate all of our teachers. But in Rockford, we have also gone a little bit further, and we have said that this is Staff Appreciation Week. And so we are recognizing throughout this week all of our teachers for the hard work that they do every day and the added responsibilities in managing COVID-19 has been a real challenge. Obviously, it's been a real challenge, and they're doing a great job in the education, teaching of our students. I also want to recognize our support staff who every day meet the challenges of working with our community, our students, our administration, and doing an outstanding job. And they truly are the unsung heroes of what we do in Rockford, and they're doing just an outstanding job. So all of our support staff, I want to say thank you. I also want to recognize our administration, our principals, assistant principals, directors, executive directors, assistant superintendents, and so forth. Our coordinators who work with our teachers as well, and for the work they do and the leadership they provide to keep the Rockford Public Schools moving forward and with all the initiatives that we do to make things really great for our students. So thank you to our administrators. I also want to say thank you to our volunteers. We have hundreds of volunteers in our district throughout the school year. Parents and others who come into our district and work with our students and work with our teachers and work with our programs like our booster clubs and so forth, and our PTAs and PTOs, on and on and on. They just do an outstanding job. And I want to say thank you to our volunteers. We could not be who we are without you. I want to say thank you to our Board of Education, who most of you know are elected officials, but they do not receive any compensation, at least monetary compensation, for the work that they do. They receive a lot of recognition for the work that they do to provide the direction for this school district. And I want to say thank you to our Board of Education. I want to say thank you to all of our parents for the support you've provided through these past 14 months that have been extremely difficult for you. We recognize that. Been very challenging for you, and I want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you to our students, kindergarten through 12th grade. Quite frankly, kindergarten through adult education. You have been resilient. You have persevered. You have dealt with the challenges that have faced, and I think you've learned some really good life skills that you will use well into adulthood in dealing with challenges and persevering and being resilient and keeping focused on what needs to be done. Thank you, students, for the work that you've done as well. I want to mention now that Dan Zhang, our high school principal, after 33 years in education, of which 21 of those years was as an administrator in Rockford, our high school principal has announced his retirement. And I want to thank him for his service and the work that he's done in providing strong leadership in our school district. And he will be retiring effective August 1st. I also want to recognize Tom Hosford. I will be taking his name to the Board of Education at the next Board of Education meeting, recommending that he be appointed the high school principal effective July 1st. He has been an employee, a teacher, an administrator in Rockford for the past 18 years, and he will now be appointed as the high school principal July 1st. One thing you might want to know about our school district is we have long tenured employees. with a lot of experience. They stay in Rockford because they enjoy being part of the Rockford Public Schools and the Rockford community. And that's one of the positive characteristics of Rockford Public Schools, is the fact that our employees stay here, work here, many of them live here, and are committed to the Rockford community and the Rockford Public Schools. So thank you. I want to now talk briefly about our end-of-year activities. Quite frankly, we got around 20 days left of actual school for this year, 2020-21. And because of the challenges that we faced and the restrictions, rightly so, by the way, put on by the CDC, as well as the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, as well as the Kent County Health Department, protocols that have been in place to keep students, staff, community safe. And those protocols, by the way, have been in place not only for public schools, but for any public and private organization that is working with large numbers of people in close contact. And so we have 631 students graduating from Rockford High School in the class of 2021. Not 100 students, not 200 students, where they might be doing something different in those school districts for graduation and for the end of the year activities for seniors. We have 631. That's a large number of people that we are required and want to keep safe. And so therefore we are having a different way of doing things than we have in the past. Right now our high school administration and our student council, our student leaders, are working collaboratively to come up with what will be called Spirit Week, Senior Spirit Week. And that'll be from May 10th through May 15th. And that will include on May 14th, one activity will be the Junior Senior Powder Puff game, which should have been played last fall, but was not because of our challenges with the pandemic. Students in our junior senior class will participate on May 14th with the Junior Senior Powder Puff game. On May 15th will be senior night. Now I realize that's the cancellation of prom is a concern for a lot of people. We didn't want to do this, but in fact we have to follow protocols to keep people safe. So there will be a senior night on May 15th, that's a Saturday, just for seniors. And it will be involved in activities that will celebrate our senior class. We on May 25th will be high school graduation. And last year we got a lot of positive feedback on the drive-through approach that we took, not only from students but from parents. And we've got a lot of suggestions that we continue that particular approach to graduation for this year. And because of the protocols that have been established by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, by the Kent County Health Department, and by the CDC at the federal level, we're going to have the drive-through graduation again for the class of 2020-21. Again, 631 students in the graduating class. It is our requirement, as well as our goal, to keep everybody safe, including students, parents, family members, and staff. And so we will be following a drive-through approach to graduation on May 25th. You will receive much more information on how that will be presented, obviously in the next week or so, so you'll know exactly what the expectations are. But I thank you ahead of time for your cooperation and what we must do to keep people safe. On May 26th, we'll have the traditional senior graduation all-night party that is put on by our senior parents. And that will be information about that particular event on the senior all-night party will be communicated to our seniors and our parents of our seniors very soon. I know that this has been a tough year. I know that it's been frustrating and challenging for our parents, for our students and for our staff and our community. I wish it could have been done differently, but it couldn't have been. We are required, and we want to, as a priority, keep staff, students, community safe when they're in our schools. And we have worked hard to follow the protocols that are in place. There are people that, of course, don't agree with those. Some people don't agree with those protocols. I get that. I understand that. But we have selected a set of protocols that have been defined by professionals in the health departments, from the federal government through the local county health departments. They are the professionals. They do follow a particular set of protocols that they believe work. If I were to follow protocols from every different organization and our scientific researchers, every week we'd be changing back and forth in a number of different ways all the time, and be extremely not only safe for people, but challenging as well and confusing. So we've selected a set of protocols to follow by our health departments across the country, the state, and the county. And that's what we've done, and we're going to continue to follow those protocols to the end of the school year. What does next school year will look like? I cannot tell you, because I don't know until I get more information from our health professionals on what that will look like. But I will communicate to you as soon as I have information that will be useful to you as parents and staff and students in our community. But anyway, I want to say thank you to all of you for your support, your cooperation, even though it's been frustrating and challenging. You've done an outstanding job in complying with what we as a public school system have to comply with. So thank you. I look forward to talking to you next week, which will be May 12th, and we'll have more information for you on a number of issues. Thank you.